this episode of Finnogrid Machining, we are going to make, this one. These ones. It's two pieces. The material is hot rolled mild steel. It's holders for idle gears in that crafting press. So two pieces. There are some really interesting radiuses, and I don't have a rotating table, so I need to figure out another way to make those radiuses. Let's go on with straightening that piece of material. It's really crooked, so we can go on from there. Okay, let's start. This is the most crooked surface of this workpiece, and safety goggles, it's a must. So now I'll just fish some high spots here. Let's see now. Okay, I can see here where we are. Yeah, it's pretty straight in a way. Okay. So I'm running this about 400 revolutions per minute, and now I'm touching. Where is it? It's always so exciting when you do this. Okay, there you go. I can see now. There it is. And now 0 scale, of course, here. And then we take 1.5 millimeter. And I'm feeding this 50 millimeters per minute. And away we go. It should be throwing the chips against this piece of material. Should I put there? Well, let's see. I will adjust it on the way. There will be a lot of hot chips flying around here now. So, there we go. 1.5 millimeters. Okay, now we have one surface that we can trust on. Okay, I have now deburred this. This side is now straight, and I took all the burr away from the corners. Next side we will be milling in this. Is this because I can now put this side against the back jaw. The fixed jaw here. Put my shields on. These are important. And then again touch. This time we shouldn't have too much. Need to get up a little bit. Okay. I only take 1 millimeter maybe this time. It made a perfect surface in one go. Now I did deburr this workpiece. We have two sides. These should be perpendicular with each other. They should, yeah. It should be pretty straight at the moment. Well, Yeah, there is only one way to check it out, so let's touch it and see. I'll take it a little bit up now, because you know we had this. Okay. Oh, that's the bubbles again. Now we should be at 29, quite exactly. Let's see. Well, this side is. The other side? Well, it's actually 5 microns under, if I can read this correctly. Well, okay. Well, no, it's not. Let's measure it again. It's almost 1/10 of a millimeter difference. That's bad. If that's so, it moved, actually. Well, it's a 1/10 of a millimeter difference. Man! Let's. Why? Now I'm getting the same result here as well. Why did I get... Is there some burr? Maybe I had a chip somewhere. 8.85, it's really tilted. So... Oh man, I'll see what I can do for that. Well, the riddle has been solved. Actually it was about the tramming of this milling head. I was a little bit afraid that it would have been something else, but that was the case really. Not in a way that it would be nodding, because the error we got here was that it was like tilted the surface. No, it was the way it was actually really tramming. So the surface became a little bit concave, and when you clamp such a surface into your vise, it will amplify that concaveness, and then you get a result like that. But now I have been milling this. We are quite near 20 millimeters, which is our goal here. Yeah, and at the moment this is 20.8, I believe, at this far corner here, and then I take another corner. And this, you can really feel how it is now parallel, because this micrometer doesn't want to go. There is 1/100th of a difference there. And then let's take these corners here. That one. Oh, it's really... come out now. Yeah. 2/100ths under. Maybe. Because I'm not sure. This is... okay. Let's see if I can get it out from there without disturbing the measurement. Yeah, it's 1/100th under. So It's pretty parallel and also parallel in both ways. So now we go. So this is the last cut. Well, now it should be exactly 20 millimeters thick. Wow. And we have a very nice crisscross pattern here, which means that the cutter was cutting just even so slightly on the backside as well. So, well, yeah, okay. The surface feels, well, it's sort of rough. Okay, there you are. Oh man, 500's under. Ha! Where did that 500's come? Same thing, 500's under. Ha! I made something wrong here, I believe, because now it's really 500's under every place. Well, we can make this side 19 millimeters. Yeah, and that's exactly what we are going to do now. Yeah. So let's make, because this must be 20 times 19. So I make it 19 millimeters then. Ah, okay. So we need to peel off. So this means that, so it's 20, 19, is it 500's oversize? Yeah, 300's oversize. And this side is yeah, 300's oversize. Ah. Well, can I get 300's out of it? Actually, I can. Okay, let's see now. The surface looks horrific and feels alright. There is a crisscross pattern, which means to me that it's even. Okay. No. Oh. Well, now it's like 200's undersize. This end and that end then. this is 300 undersize. It's okay. 20 millimeters. Well, I think I will give it a, well, I'll accept that one. It looks horrific. So now I'm making the slot at the end of the workpiece. This will be, well, it is well 10.8 millimeters deep, and it will be in, well, the width of this slot will be 20.5 millimeters. Let me see. Yeah. I'm going to be manual. Yeah, there you are. That was pretty easy, actually very easy to do, yeah. And as you probably noticed, I climb milled the last cut. It was 0.1 millimeters. So this will now be deburred. Now I'm making a 10 millimeter hole to there. This is a 9.9 millimeter drill, and then I just push a 10 millimeter reamer through that hole when it now finishes. And now, well, we are running this about 300 revolutions per minute at the moment. Shouldn't be too much. Yeah. A 6mm hole. Yeah, and I'm running this now a little bit faster. Maybe. Well, no. Low gear. Now I'm running it a little bit faster, maybe 500 revolutions per minute. And I'm feeding this. I'm going to use power feed here. That was fast. Okay. Let's see how this goes. I will feed this in manually and it will go 6.5mm deep. And I'm running this quite fast again. So let's go. We should have it. Let's see, I will test it with a bolt. Well, it's really nice looking. Yeah, very shiny inside there. Well, I probably need to do something for these, this bolt which goes here. Yeah, it's well, it's a tight fit, but maybe too tight. Wow. Okay. Well, it's actually quite good. Nice. It's okay. Well, now the last hole for this part. This is going to be well, a 4mm hole. I'm going to, this is a 3.5mm drill. And I'm going to ream it to 4mm and, well, half. I didn't have like a 3.75mm or something like that, which would be nice. So, well, let's see. Hopefully my reamer doesn't mind. It shouldn't, but sometimes they do. Okay? And then the reamer, and this is a little bit exciting whether it works or not. This is a 4H7 reamer, and I'm not sure whether this works, because it's a very tight hole for this one. Maybe it should work, but you never know. Okay, and then the speed for this one. A little bit more like that maybe, and a lot of oil in this case. And yeah, this is the pin that goes into that hole. It's from a roller bearing actually, and it's very precisely 4mm. Let's see now. Oh. I'm really feeding this by hand. I don't want to. Well, nothing bad has happened yet. Luckily this is mild steel, and I think it's already through, almost at least. Let's see, there we are. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay. That was a little bit exciting, really, because 0.5 millimeter bigger hole with a reamer, it's not optimal at all. Now, this should go there quite, yeah, it's a very good fit. Good. Okay, now cutting off this one, and I could have done this with slitting saw, but I have such bad experiences of those, so that I do it by a hacksaw. Okay, there we go. Where is the, yeah, there. Well, sort of crisscross hatch, but this will be straightened in the milling machine. Yeah. Oh. Now peeling off well, 0.2 millimeters at a time, and we should end up being, well, 42.75 millimeters at the measure when my dial here is at 0. Yeah, let's see. Feeding by hand, and well, we are running 600 at the end, which is quite fast. A little bit too fast. Yes. Let's take it down a little bit like that. Better. Now it's 500. And yeah, this looks nice. So it should be, well, 42.75, and yeah, and wow, this measurement is 42.75. So this measure. Well, I really like this machine. I really do. Because the dials, what you dial in is exactly what you get. Very good. Now, this is a repetition from the previous task. So, let's go. It's, yeah. Okay, and now milling the radius to these workpieces, these corners off. That's not actually a cosmetic thing. It's a functional thing. It doesn't work without those. So this is our first patient, and I made this bolt here, or pin, or whatever this is, and that clamp there serves as a stop. I put it here, and my intention is to move this manually like this. And now it stops there, and this is because if I accidentally would go past that point, it would be climb milling, and it would grip really hard, and I would be in deep trouble. Where you can just imagine what are the consequences of that. Well, now it's oiled. Good. Yeah. And then there are forces here. When I now start milling, it tries to lift this up. So therefore I need to have also a nut here. Well, okay. Let's see what happens here. This is, I'm really excited about this. So, it's a good thing to have that stop there. Wow! We did it! I believe we did it. Let's see how it looks. Just a little bit deboring and but I'm pretty sure this is a functional thing. Yeah, not bad. Okay. And now let's see if it touches even more. Good. really scary. Oh, it's done. Wow. Well, you cannot see it's blended here really well. Wow, good. Well, now, just a little bit deburring, and it didn't. Well, this is a new end mill, so it's very sharp. It cuts really well. Okay. So, I guess I was lucky this time. No mishaps. Yeah. So, and these two pieces succeeded. Even the rounding, which I was a little bit afraid to do, that type of milling operation is not safe. You have to take every precaution to protect the things like rotational stops, etc. Well, let me show you the pieces now. So, and here are these pieces. And yeah. These succeeded really well. Okay. And then we had also some leftover. It's this little tube that was left over from the original workpiece. So no material wasted. Actually, that was already a cut off from something. I don't remember what. So yeah, in the next episode of Finno-Ugric Machining. Now, it looks like my Module 2 cutters from Ukraine are not going to make it. So, well, I need to grind my own. This time it will be a fly cutter, and I will then mill the teeth for that flywheel. That's really unfortunate. I would really like to have a real cutter for that one. It's sort of pounding because it's a fly cutter and you are cutting teeth with that one. It will be knocking, it will be knocking. That's then in the next episode of Finno-Ugric Machining. Till then, bye!